I guess I just like listening to you to you talk and explain how you're feeling about it. And even like the religion thing, I have no experience with any of that stuff. Like I think I've maybe even been to a church like twice, and I don't even know what kind it was. I've never read the Bible. I've never looked into any of that stuff. So it's interesting for me to just to hear it and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I don't know if I mean I don't know. I don't. It's. I feel like it's no one. I don't think anyone signs up to be a Christian. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, living a Christian life is not easy, and because you're constantly doing a pride check, and you're constantly saying like, oh well, it's not me, it's Christ living me. And then, but the things that you like, the virtues that you have is because of Christ, and you grow in these virtues um, because of Christ. And but then you get persecuted. You sign up to be persecuted too. You know, once you start practicing self control and brotherly affection and love and patience, and you don't lash out and stuff like that. And um, yeah, I look at it. I'm like, it's. I mean, and then I should be counted as a fool to follow Jesus because I'm believing a man proclaimed to be God died for my mistakes and missteps and the marks missed on a law, ancient law, or being born into a world that uh, I, like I'm not a good person. What are you talking about? This is what like the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible says. Like you're not a good person, and you need your mistakes to be atoned. And there's all these prophecies, and then in the New Testament, uh, Jesus fulfills these prophecies and calls me friend, and I should be an enemy towards him. And he resurrected a human being resurrected from the grave, right? So I mean, that's like, what is that? Like I should be counted as a fool. Um, yeah, I should be counted as a fool. I mean, because I'm believing a man, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
died.
and is that according to the Old Testament, you mean? Because they like the way they changed it, or just in general?
Oh, just in general. So just like
Mm-hmm.
the New Testament, Jesus, he came to fulfill the prophecies and the law. So so I mean, it's it's a story of compassion. It's a story of a redemption.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the Apostle Paul, he says, we should be counted as fools because we do believe a man rose from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's the New Testament, the apostle writings. Um, but the reason why we as Christians have hope is because he conquered death.
Mm-hmm.
And so like all the all the things that we like are things that we mess up in, or the mistakes, and the the penalty for our actions, because is death. Is But the gift of life, but Christ is the gift of God. I mean, he's the one who lived the life that I couldn't have lived and died a death that I couldn't die.
Mm-hmm.
So um yeah, I mean, that's the hope that I have. And I think for me as a Christian, like thinking about my illness, um I try so hard to cover it up, man.
Mm-hmm.
As a person, I try so hard to cover it up like I don't have a illness, and I do. You know, I do, and I mean, Shelby, you know, being 29 years old, and I felt like I've lived a life, man, and you know, accomplished a lot of things, and um, there's more to go. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's sometimes I just don't want to acknowledge that I have a condition. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,